Hey, Loco sports fans. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. And if you've been with us for a while, you know, at this time of year, that means it's Loco Pigskin preview night. We'll preview all the games on the Loco slate in week 9, boys. Already into week 9
Yeah,
of this high school
crazy.
football season. And we started at -1. So, you know, it's like really
They're
11.
11, yeah.
We've been at it for a while now, and we're getting down to it. Just a couple of weeks left in the regular season. Playoff pictures taking shape and starting to figure out who the contenders are, who the pretenders are, and who might be standing, at the end of this thing and wrap it up with a nice bow for us with the state championship. But those might be hard to come by this year. We'll see what shakes out. Got a bunch of games on the slate tonight, 6, 9, 12 of them,
12, I think I got.
even dozen. So we'll get through those with you. May River at Buford, Bishop England at Bluffton, Hilton Head at Colleton County, OW at Battery Creek, Whale Branch at Hampton, Branchville at Hardyville, HHCA at JP2, Orangeburg Prep at Patrick Henry, Andrew Jackson at Buford Academy, Dorchester at Colleton Prep, Thomas Hayward at Carolina Academy, and Cross Schools at Holly Hill Academy. We'll get to those a little later in the show. The show brought to you by our all-star sponsors, Mickelson Law Firm, our OGs, our original sponsor, been with us since the beginning back in 2017, still supporting us today, and they are our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, but they can help you with all your legal needs, and they're right in downtown Bluffton. And then WHHI TV, our partners in local sports coverage. Marcus Walsh always joining us here on the Loco Media Network, and I'm always showing my face on WHHI. And
Yes,
we're
you
just trying to
are.
let everybody know what's going on in the Loco sports scene. So we appreciate your support and your partnership, and look forward to
Likewise.
many more, many more.
Yes, indeed.
So how y'all boys doing? Max, you were caught up in the rat race trying to get back from Buford. I know that. Can I just I'll save mostly for the Festivus episode that's coming up, in a couple of months, but second annual Festivus free for all. But because we're definitely doing that again, boys. That was way fun.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
that's fun.
But I just want to fuss for a minute. One of the things I've loved about living here for 20 years is that, we don't have to deal with the traffic that a lot of places have to deal with. And it's getting hard to say that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Traffic is getting bad around here, man. It is bad.
yeah.
There's a few trouble spots. 278 on Hardyville is just awful.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
And then the worst lately is the new Riverside traffic circle. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh,
It backs all the way up from the other side where Heritage is, all the way, and then people will just jam up the whole side of it. So you can't even
because
go
they
through
don't
and
know
go
how to
back to
use
New
it.
Riverside. No, they don't. You're supposed to stop outside the circle until you can go all the way through the circle. Don't get in the circle and get stuck. That is not the objective of the thing.
Oh,
So
man.
anyway, I just had to rant about that for a minute. But other than that, how y'all boys doing?
Doing well. Just was rocking and rolling at the station for about 5.5 hours this morning and getting some extra stuff printed off and taking care of a little bit of station business, and then had a few things to do here. Had an event to go to with Sam and a friend of mine, and saw a few more friends of mine tonight, and just getting back. And I'm really excited for a couple of games in particular, but especially the one that I'm going to be at with the rest of the crew and our fine interns as well. It's going to be a fun Friday of football for sure.
That will be the Independent Bowl,
Inter
HHCA
county,
at JP2. Oh, it's Inter-County for
inter
that one.
county. We already had the Independent Bowl
Inter-County
2 weeks
Bowl.
ago.
That's right. This is the Inter-County Bowl, HHCA at JP2, part 2 of the season. They played
Yeah,
once before, but this one's going to be completely different because Reed McCollum not part of that HHCA team anymore, and that really changes the dynamic a good bit, and I
sure
think
does.
evens the playing field for JP2 to really compete in that game and have a chance to win. But we'll get
Absolutely.
into that a little bit deeper later on, and of course Marcus will be on the call on that one. You'll also be able to watch Bishop England at Bluffton on Buford's Own. So a couple of options if you're stuck at home tomorrow night, and then there'll probably be a few others around on some of the huddle, fan.huddle.com and NFHS Network, which is a subscription service. So it's getting to be cool where you can watch quite a few games. If you do find yourself stuck at home on a Friday night, you can tune into a few games.
I do think that the NFHS was doing the JV game between Bluffton and Bishop England, because I sent a note out to you
Yeah.
guys about, I'm seeing all of this on Facebook and whatnot. Did the varsity game get moved up?
Well, there's
I even
also a
I
lot
even
of
reached out
there's a lot of
to,
fake links out there too.
and that
You got to
that
be
could be
careful.
too. I reached out to Javon and Wes both, because I know Wes is planning on going to that game, and I was like, y'all might want to check in on this and make sure that there hasn't been a rescheduling or something,
Nah.
whatnot. Javon was on top of it, and sure enough, that game is taking place tomorrow night. So should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that one's interesting too. We got a bunch of good matchups this week. I had a cool day. We took 46 Hardy Villains, Hardyville students, seniors, to USCB for the Educational Opportunity Day at USCB, essentially a college fair, a really big college fair. They had a ton of colleges packed in there, ton of kids from all throughout the area coming through. So very cool experience as always. And then we probably spent more time waiting for everybody's food at the on-campus Chick-fil-A than we did at the college fair, but such is life. You
Sounds
gotta
about
you gotta
right.
get the Chick-fil-A when you're on campus. JP2 Middle School took it to HHCA tonight, 28-13, beat them 4 times in the last 2 years. So yeah, the tide is definitely, if not turning, evening out. It's flattening
Yeah.
out, and we're gonna have a real rivalry there, I think, where we really haven't up to this stage. If you believe that both teams, that it has to be competitive to be a rivalry, and I'd say 10-1 all time, it doesn't really constitute one, but it's coming. HHCA has been the little brother, and they're ready to get their licks, and it might start tomorrow night. One other note before we get into the football, it's volleyball playoff season. We told you last night about all the girls scores. We had one boys game tonight, one boys team carrying the banner for the Lowco, and the Bluffton Bobcats march on. They swept Academic Magnet 3-0, so they'll move into the semifinals. And I have not been able to find a score for the other matchup, but it's either going to be at Travelers Rest or at home against, who was the other
Was it
team?
AC Flora?
AC Flora was the other team. Yeah. Either at Travelers Rest or at home against AC Flora. So we'll see. That'll be on Tuesday. So we'll see if we can track down that score as the show goes on. But Bobcats still in it, and they've done a great job of building up that boys volleyball program over there. They've got a lot of enthusiasm for it. Had a good run last year, and I think that got probably more guys excited about coming out and trying out. And I've watched some of their film, man. They're sharp and they put the ball down. So good to see them move on, making the semifinals of the state. Good stuff, and maybe they'll march on to the state championship for us.
Great stuff.
Good
Yeah, I
stuff.
need to get
Really
out and
great
see more
stuff.
boys volleyball because it's fun to watch, but it just doesn't ever work on my schedule. Seems like, but it's good stuff. Hopefully they get that at home. That'd be amazing if Flora knocked off Travelers Rest and they could get a home game for the state semis.
Yeah,
But
no
we shall
doubt.
see. And that was really about it going on today. It was a pretty slow day otherwise because we are into the playoffs. As we mentioned last night, Hilton Head and Bluffton both following in the playoffs. Girls volleyball, May River and Beaufort moving on. Battery Creek dropped their match at Silver Bluff. In 2A, Bridges, Prep, and Hampton both moved on, and Whale Branch bowed out, and Hardyville bowed out in 1A. So got a few teams to keep tabs on. They'll be playing again on Monday. South Aiken at May River, Beaufort at Bishop England, Buford at Hampton County, and Andrew Jackson at Bridges Prep are our matchups coming up on Monday. And then we'll also have the state golf championships, 4A girls at Rose Hill, or sorry, it was at Rose Hill for the qualifier. It'll be at Hilton Head Lakes for the state championship on Monday
Of
and
course.
Tuesday. So yeah, should be good. So all right, boys. I guess we're. Oh yeah, Bamberg's crazy good, crazy. Yeah, we've been paying attention. They've been blowing through our teams. They blew up Hardyville and Ridgeland. They're
Yep.
dominant. They're very good.
Yeah, they are.
8-0, and I don't see anybody standing in their way. But they'll have to go through Abbeville if they get to the state finals, and that should be quite a game. But yeah, let's get into the football, boys. We got
Good.
a full slate, and it's a late night, so let's try to get through it. Here we go. Let me get to the right tab. We'll start at the bottom this time. We'll work up from the bottom. We got Cross 0-7 at Holly Hill. The Raiders 7-0 Holly Hill is a unit this year. They lead this series 3-0 all over the last 2 years. They won 52-18 earlier this season, and that was the closest of the three meetings. So Cross is closing the gap a little bit, but they're not on the level with Holly Hill this year. Holly Hill looking like the state champion front runner, and I think the Raiders are going to take care of business at home.
There could be a chance that Cross does get a win before the end of the season, and that would be next week, based off what I've seen via Max Preps and a few other sources. It ain't happening tomorrow. I'm taking the Raiders all night long, just like Lionel Richie.
It's going to be some more Raiders coming up, too. We'll see who takes them.
Yeah, I agree. I think I hope Cross can get a win before the season's over, but I don't think it's going to be tomorrow night. So I'll take the Raiders.
There we go. It's 3 for the Raiders. No Raiders in this one, but we do have Rebels and Bobcats. Thomas Hayward, 2-4, coming off the loss last week to John Paul II without Tony O'Banner. He should be back for this one because it was originally on the schedule. Carolina Academy is 3-5. Hayward on the road. They've won both meetings, dominated last year, 51-6. So, despite this looking on paper record-wise like a pretty even matchup, I think Hayward at full strength with Tony out there, I think they're going to be able to make some big plays, and their defense, last week notwithstanding, had been playing pretty well. So, I think they're going to be able to, against a like-skilled opponent, they're going to be able to, make some big plays, and I'll take Thomas Hayward in this one.
I will too. I think that they're really starting to turn a corner and make some things happen, especially with the fact that Tony O'Banner's starting to get more touches, and certainly that defense led by Gibson starting to make some things. And oh, by the way, he can play on offense, and Tony O'Banner can play on defense. They're the guys that make that team go, and they're kind of like Hilton Head Prep in that way too, where they really didn't get the early season reps. They're getting them now, and it's starting to pay off. I'm going to take THA all day.
Yeah, I agree. I think THA is getting there. I think they could definitely be a problem to Buford Academy next week. If Buford doesn't come out and play their best game, I really do think Thomas Hayward has a chance of taking down Buford Academy next week. But I think when it comes to this game, despite records, I think Thomas Hayward's just a better team. I think on both sides of the ball. I think Andrew Jackson's had a decent season, but I think Thomas Hayward's I think they got something to prove on Friday night, and I think they will prove their point that they are still a force to be reckoned with within the region, within the division. So I'll take the Rebels here. I think they get the win.
All right, so we're all on the Rebels as well. We have consensus thus far. I'm texting Wes to see if he can text us his picks. Well, you might notice that our rock, Wes Kerr, is not with us at the moment. He's having some internet issues, and he was hoping to get it sorted out and join us tonight, but has not been able to yet. So we're going to see if he can text us his picks so we can get his insights as well. And we'll update you on those as we get them. Keeping it going, we're back on the Raiders because we got Dorchester Academy at 7-0, traveling to Colleton Prep. Waltersboro going to be rocking for this one. Colleton Prep 7-1. They've won 7 straight. DA leads this all-time series 17-16. They've played 33 times. DA won last year in the quarterfinals, first round of the playoffs, 45-7 after Colleton Prep had won 38-12 in the regular season. So that was a weird turnaround last year. The Raiders, led by the Johns, John Quattlebaum, the quarterback, John Wetzel, the running back, who runs a lot like John Riggins back in the day for the Washington Redskins when they were called that. But this is a really intriguing matchup to me. I mean, Dorchester is not going to make any bones about what they want to do. They're old school, wishbone type of attack. They're going to run option at you. They're not going to throw it a whole lot, but they'll pop one every now and then. Colleton has been a little susceptible to the run at times. JP2 ran on them really well in that first game, and I know Cole Layton put up some good numbers on them against Calhoun, rushing the ball, not so much passing it. So I think this is a tough matchup for Carleton. I think this is the kind of team that they don't really particularly want to see. So that makes this one a little tough for me. I've been impressed with Dorchester. I mean, the way they played against BA was impressive, but Colleton just really seems like a really well balanced team this year.
There's
They seem
something
to
about
really grown since that opening loss, and with the home field advantage, I'm going to give Colleton a slight edge here. I'm going to go CPA, but I really think there's a chance we see this one again in the semifinals or the finals, depending on how the seeding shakes out and which side of the bracket they're on. Because I think this is two of the best teams in Skiza 1A. But give me the Warhawks.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I'll take the Warhawks by a field goal. I think that they are really riding high. Their momentum keeps improving week after week since that opening week loss to JP2. Tell you what, the folks there at Colleton Prep have something going, and I think they are one of the real deals in this area. I'm going to take the Warhawks for the win.
Warhawks.
Yeah, I've been debating about this one because I just think this
It's
is
a tough
like
one.
it's a tough one. I think I've been very
Toss-up game.
impressed with how. Yeah, I've been very impressed with how Dorchester's been playing this season. I agree with Justin. They've been impressive this year, clearly, 7-0 on the year. But I think yes, Colin Prep has had their struggles at times against the run. Obviously, Cole Layton was an issue. JP2's run game was an issue as well. But
That was a long time
there's
ago,
been some.
though.
Yeah, but they've also had some really good games against the run.
Yeah,
And
right.
Thomas Hayward clearly
BA.
again. BA last week. I really do think this team when they're on their best game, there's something about this team. They're just really special to me. It's been a while since I've seen a Colleton Prep team this well put together on both sides of the ball. And
Well, that
I
one
think,
that went to the state championship 3 years ago or
well,
so was
yeah,
really strong too.
but this is what this team is looking like to me. They're
Yeah.
starting to look like that
Yeah,
team from
they
a few years
resemble that
ago.
team in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if you look at it, I really do think home advantage comes into play with this one because it really could go either way. I got to go with Colleton Prep. I really do believe in them. I think despite their one loss against JP2, they've been pretty solid and really hard to beat throughout the rest of the year. And teams like Buford Academy, who we thought had a shot of beating them, couldn't get the job done. Give me Colleton Prep. I think they win by a field goal.
All right, we got the Warhawks, all three on the Warhawks. Once again, consensus. Don't think we'll break consensus here. Andrew Jackson Academy against Buford Academy out on Ladies Island. AJ coming in at 1-6, 0-2 in region. BA 5-3, 1-1. AJ leads the all-time series 9-3, but all but one of them were played back during the 8-man era for both teams. And at that time, AJ was the dominant power in 8-man, and Buford upended them in 2018. Mark Clifford, of course, coming over there, winning an 8-man championship in 2018, 42-40 against AJ. But yeah, fast forward a few years, they're both playing 11-man football, and last year was 49-0 BA. I don't know that it gets that far out of hand this year, but I do think BA is going to handle them pretty easily. They've got some aggression to take out after a tough loss to Colleton Prep, and just kind of a tough stretch. They haven't been able to kind of regain that early momentum they had with the way the schedule has worked out. But they have a chance to win big here and then take out Thomas Hayward next week and go into the playoffs on a high note. And I think they get at least the first part of that done and take care of Andrew Jackson Academy tomorrow night.
I agree. I think that BA, they've been playing well for the most part, but
Yeah.
it's been a while since I think they've had, that really explosive game. They've got the
Mm-hmm.
huge rivalry game against a really good Thomas Hayward team that's improving. Don't let that record fool you, folks. THA is starting to become for real again. And so this is a game that BA has to take, and certainly this could be a trap, but they can't focus on it being that way. This could be, a situation where they're practicing reps, getting after it. Certainly interested to see what the line of scrimmage is going to look like, what the front seven looks like on defense, and certainly the offensive line for that running game, let alone Nick. I really think that BA is going to come out swinging, and they're going to get after it, and they're gonna beat up Andrew Jackson and get the win.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. This is as good of a get right game as you can possibly have if you're Buford Academy. I think they
Perfect
need
time
this
for it.
win. They need this win, and it's important to get back on the right track as you go into your game next week against Thomas Hayward. You want to come into that game next week with a win, because I think you're running into a definite trap game against Thomas Hayward. And I don't even know if I would call it a trap game. I think that's a game that could go down to the wire next week. But I think in this one on Friday,
No, I was saying that this could possibly be a trap game with them
oh yeah,
looking
yeah, no,
ahead.
I know what you're saying, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking like if people could say, next week's game against Thomas Hayward could be a trap
Heading
game
into the
also, but
playoffs.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Like
think it's a trap.
back-to-back trap games.
I don't think it's a trap game for Buford Academy next week. I think it's all out war
No.
on Friday.
No, yeah, it's one they know they have to take
But I
very
think
seriously.
I
sure.
agree with Marcus. This could be a trap game, but I don't see it being that way. I think Buford Academy gets back on the right track, and I think they win. Give me Buford Academy.
Yep, I think so. All right, still in consensus. I predict it continues. Orangeburg Prep coming in at 5-3, traveling to the farm to face Patrick Henry, which is struggling at 1-7. OP's won all 3 all-time meetings, 40-28 last year, so it was a close game. But OP looks solid this year. We saw them carve up Thomas Hayward earlier this year. The quarterback, Charlie Williams, is really solid, and he's got a great receiver in Tilden Riley. They've got a good connection going. So, as much as I want Patrick Henry to turn this thing around, they've been pretty one-dimensional on offense. The defense has played pretty tough, but they just can't. Kind of like Colleton County, in the sense that for the first half, it's a battle. But in the second half, they just don't have enough gas in the tank, and they can't play from behind. So I think Orangeburg with that passing game is going to be able to pick them apart a little bit and get a lead. And so I'll take are they still the Indians, Orangeburg Prep? Or they
I believe they are, yeah.
I think they are. I'll take the Tribe over the Farmers.
We are not talking baseball, but we are talking the Tribe. And I'm going to take them too. This is not the era of Michael Tucker Mathis, unfortunately. This is not the era of the Ferry brothers. This is a tough go on the farm, and I like Orangeburg Prep big.
Yeah, I think Orangeburg Prep gets the job done because they gave Thomas Hayward quite the struggle. Or was it Thomas Hayward or was it someone else? I'm trying to think who played.
It was Thomas Hayward.
It was, yeah.
Hayward. And I said, that team's got a great quarterback. Kind of a Cale Owens type quarterback who can run the football well, but also pass it well too.
He can really sling it.
Yeah, and he's a real problem if you're Patrick Henry, because not only do you have to stop his run game, but also their other running backs as well as their pass game too. This is a multi-dimensional offense that I just don't think Patrick Henry is going to be able to handle. Give me Orangeburg Prep. I think they get the win.
Yeah, Charlie Williams, for the record, completing 57% of his passes, 68 of 119 for 1192 passing with 17 TDs and 3 picks.
Wow.
So he's really good with the ball.
Goodness.
He runs it well too, 217 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he's only a sophomore. The big receiver, Riley, he's got 33 catches for 684 and 12 TDs, but he's a senior, so Charlie will be looking for a new top target next year. But they're pretty good. I think they're going to give people some problems. So we're all in consensus on Orangeburg Prep as well. This one might get us to split, and we have a viewer who's interested in this one and watching from the Virgin Islands. Richard Jennings, living it up.
Man, you're supposed to be on vacation, man. Go enjoy your vacation.
He wants to hear. He wants to hear. He's probably sitting.
I get it.
He's had a full day. And he just wants to know what's going on with the LowcoSports.
Isn't that where Tim Duncan's originally from?
I think so.
Virgin Islands, yes. I believe so.
But Mr. Jennings is probably waiting up to hear what we have to say about this one. HHCA at JP2. Oddly, if you look at the records, you wouldn't have predicted this going into the season, but HHCA at 3-5 overall, 1-1 in the region. JP2 at 5-3, 1-0. So if JP2 can win this game, it would set up a winner-take-all game with Pinewood Prep next week for the region title. If HHCA wins it, it's still essentially, and that would force a three-way tie, I guess. So then we get into some kind of a tiebreaker situation. So
There's
either
no
way,
way.
JP2 has a shot at a region title next week.
Indeed,
But
I'm calling the
JP2
game.
not-
So if I can lead off with a couple of
yeah, you will
keys
not be
that
making
I'm
the
looking
pick.
at, I am not making the
Um,
pick.
But let me just say that HHCA has won 10 of 11 all-time meetings, including 56 to 22 back on September 12th, and they've won 9 straight. So that with that, Marcus Walsh, it's the Inter-County Bowl on
It
WHHI
is.
TV. What do you got to say
Looking
about it?
looking forward to it already. I'm really interested to see certainly how Kress plays at quarterback. We know that he can run the football. There are a lot of guys on the outside for HHCA, Joey Haupt being one, of course. Um, we know that HHCA can deliver. I was really impressed with the ability of both running the football and throwing and catching of the football by JP2 2 weeks ago against Hilton Head Prep. Obviously, trench play is going to be paramount. It's going to be huge in this game. And I think, everything is going towards the side of JP2. It is their senior night. Got a whole lot of stuff going on there. This would be a huge win for them. Of course, again, I'm not picking it, but
Right.
they're gonna have to be ready to go. I look for special teams, and I said this,
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks. I look for special teams to be a factor too. Merrick Baroni with a big field goal. Got a couple of guys that are doing some damage with their legs, including Joey Hopt for HHCA. I think this is the time that this JP2 team looks very different, and I really think that they're going to come out and be ready to go. HHCA is not going to take them lightly, but as we've talked about for much of the last month or so of the season, this is a different HHCA team. Um, this should be a fun one. I tune in; it's going to be mighty interesting.
Indeed, indeed. Max Faraj, you're an HHCA alum. Do you have faith that they can continue the dominance in this series?
Look, I think this game is definitely a closer game compared to their game back in September. I think obviously a lot has changed. Reed McCollum is no longer there. Cress Langhouse is taking over as the quarterback, and he's done a good job.
He has.
I mean, he's got to hold
He's
off on the
growing through it.
interception.
I mean, he's
He's
growing
going
through
through
it.
it.
Right.
Yeah. He's getting there, and I think he could get there on Friday. We'll see. I think on JP2's side, I mean, keep doing what you're doing. I think it's working.
Yeah.
And I think it will, I mean, the biggest thing they had an issue with in their last game against Christian Academy was mistakes, turnovers.
Turnovers.
That was their biggest issue. Look,
Didn't they have like 7 or
They
something?
did.
yeah, they had a
And I
Yeah.
think
bunch.
they were all. I think they were all interceptions, weren't they?
I
And then
don't know.
I'm
I
about to
doubt
look up
it.
the box
I
score.
if
I
it was
don't think they were all
interceptions, I mean, if it
I
interceptions.
was
might be thinking of
interceptions, that
Cress's
means
first game.
No, they only
Crest's
had
first game he
2.
had 5
Yeah, he
interceptions.
had 5.
I know that
They only had 2 interceptions, but they
because that's a
did
running team. I
have
wouldn't expect 7
but they
interceptions
did
from
have
a running
4
team.
lost fumbles.
Yeah, that's the
Okay, there you
other.
go.
Yeah,
That makes
that
sense.
makes more
So they
sense.
had 6 turnovers.
Look, I think these two teams they're going to play very differently. They know how to play each other now, although it's a bit different because Cress is now the quarterback position. So JP2's got to figure out how to
There was
deal with
also
that.
a
Although,
pouring rain that night, right?
was it? I can't remember.
That
Feels like
was
it's been
the
raining every night.
We had Hilton Head and Hardyville that night, and it was not raining
Oh, okay.
I don't think
at
it rained
Hilton
at all.
Head.
That
So
I
I
think
don't think it rained at all that night.
maybe that wasn't the rainy night. Okay. It
Yeah, no,
seems like
no.
it's rained every other
it would have
night,
been that
Steve.
week.
I
It
don't
would have
know.
Been
been that
raining a
week of
bunch.
Hilton Head and Bluffton. That
Yeah.
would have been the
Yeah.
week it was raining.
Yep.
But look,
That's
I
it.
think these two teams are very close. Different offenses, but very close in terms of talent and depth. I just don't like Hilton Head Christian in this one. I don't like how they're sitting going into this one. I'm going to take JP2. I think they get the job done on Friday and take down Hilton Head Christian. Hilton Head Christian's going to have to go on the road for the first round of the playoffs.
Ooh, very, very interesting pick there. I will note that we have Wes's pick as well, and he's got the Golden Warriors as well. In fact, he's in lockstep with us thus far, coming up to this pick. So He's in lockstep with Max as well. Man, I can't
I
figure out
know.
if I'm
I
trying to
know.
talk myself into or out of it. But I'm leaning JP2 as well. But it feels like a big ask. Um, Even with Cress, there's a monkey on their back. I don't know. I don't know if they're quite ready at this stage in their maturing their
One
maturation process to pull it off.
again,
Um,
with the fact that I'm not picking, I
right.
will say one other thing. Again, maybe that'll make the pick for you, JJ. HHCA's on the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
But that's never been an
I mean,
issue
but I
before.
think I already had that baked into it.
Yeah.
If I'm being real,
Okay.
but I can't see them losing 5 fumbles again. I can't see them.
No.
I can see 2 picks, I mean, just two trying to force it, couple of picks, maybe one's tipped, but I can't see the 5 fumbles again. I can't see the fluky one-handed pick six again. But there's still a lot of other points to account for in there, you know. So it's
They've
tough
got
for me.
studs.
I think I'm gonna go against the grain here, just because we got a couple picks for JP2. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna say HHCA. I think it's going to be an absolute battle, but I do think that man, I think it's gonna be a battle, but
I mean,
I'm
look.
just not quite
Yeah.
sure
If
they
their
have quite
defense
enough.
can play really well, JP2's that'll give them an even better
I
chance
think.
to win the game.
Yeah, I
Look.
guess
As
I
a
expect Langhouse to continue to get better every game, and so
and
I think
if he can
he's
go
going
from
to limit the
5,
mistakes.
yeah. I mean, he went from 5 to 3 interceptions. If he can
They've
have one
also had a couple of
interception,
weeks to put some new folds
well,
into
and
the offense with
that's the
him,
thing. Like
and
that's why this was such a difficult decision for me.
yeah,
I mean, look, he's improved. I mean, he went from 5 to 3 interceptions. If he can have just one interception in the game tomorrow, I think that can make all the difference
yeah,
for HHCA.
absolutely,
And I hope
yeah.
I hope HHCA proves me wrong from
In
my pick,
fact,
obviously.
I'll
But
say whoever
I just
throws the
think,
fewest picks probably wins the game.
yeah, I just think
I mean,
JP
the fewest
two.
turnovers wins the game.
I think JP2 is more. What's the word?
The
Steady.
Spencers can't wait to prove me wrong. That's
I'm
that's the
sure.
text I just got.
I think
Um,
HACA I think JP2 is more steady of a team, more, firm in the ground team than I think Christian Academy is right
oh,
now.
there's no question right now that they're in a better place.
Yeah.
But have they? Is it enough of a difference from where they were just a few weeks ago?
Well, yeah.
We'll find out. I mean, I think it's going to be a battle. I got one score game. Honestly, if you both had picked HHCA, I probably would have gone the other way because this one does not deserve to be a consensus pick in my mind.
No, I agree.
So
And shout
yeah.
out to Case, their dad. The
Oh
Funky
yeah,
Bunch
big
used to work
case.
with Case back in the day at Marriott.
Big
Fun-
case is as good as it
Looking
gets,
forward to seeing
man.
him
Love
tomorrow.
big case. Love
Yeah.
love that whole family. Tremendous
They're
people.
great folks.
Best of luck to both teams. We love you both. No hard feelings. It ain't personal, I promise. All right, we're done with the
Hey, I'm an
skeezers.
HHCA alumni. This isn't personal, guys. Just letting y'all know. All right.
Amen.
Paduzzi,
It's
don't be on
never
my butt
personal.
tomorrow, please.
We love all of
I don't
them.
want to see a
It's
text from
nothing personal.
Ron Paduzzi tomorrow morning saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
man, what's going on?"
yeah, yeah. We're just making people mad all over the place. Can't win, can't lose, right? But that's all the Skeezer games. Good slate on the Skeezer side. Let's get
Great
into
Yeah.
the high
slate.
school league. We got a homecoming matchup. We got a few homecoming matchups, or at least a couple.
That
We
time of
got
year.
one at Hardyville tomorrow night, kicking off at 7 o'clock. Playing Branchville. Both teams need a win. 2-6. Both of us non-region game, but still need all the momentum you can get this time of year. It was a thriller last year. Hardyville won
Yeah.
23-22. Ephraim Tinoco with the field goal as time expired to give the Canes the win and spoil homecoming for the Yellow Jackets.
What was
Now
the
they
final
get a
score of that
chance.
game?
25.
23-22.
Was
23-22.
it
Wow.
Yeah.
23-22? Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And Branchville coming down here to try to return the favor. They already kind of ruined homecoming because they wouldn't play us on Saturday. So we got to play them on Friday. We're gonna have a
Absolutely
packed
ridiculous. Come
house.
on, Branchville. Come
Yeah,
on.
so we're gonna have to try to mess them up tomorrow.
But you know what it
I
is.
feel good about it. I mean, the
Yeah.
boys are hyped for homecoming week. They're confident in this matchup, and we're pretty healthy. I think everybody's pretty good. So we played really well the second half against Denmark Olar, and then had a week off to work on some stuff. So I expect Hardyville to come out strong tomorrow. Kamari Brown, he's been the man, and we'll go as he goes in large part. But I expect him to find the end zone a few times on homecoming night, and I'm taking the Canes by a couple touchdowns.
I'm so impressed with those athletes over there at Hardyville, going back to when I saw them against Hilton Head. I know that was a tough night because Kamari didn't play and Hilton Head
Yeah,
had too much for him. But to get my first taste of really, it was my second taste of Hardyville football.
you
But
saw the
my
Whale
first
Branch game
taste
too, yeah.
calling them, because I did see the Whale Branch game.
Taste of the
Um,
Ville.
it was something, and you got something going on there, Hardyville. Keep it up. Homecoming game. You got a great player in Kamari Brown, let alone Tinoco and all the other great guys that you got. Great momentum. Arthur Gardner doing great things there. Give me
Yep,
Hardyville on homecoming.
yep, go Canes.
Yeah, it's great to have Kamari and Kyrell Jameson back, fully healthy, ready to go, with Emiliano Santiago as well at the helm of quarterback. That trio is always deadly, no matter what. I mean, Hilton had found that out early in the game. I
Mhm.
mean, I think
Yeah, they did.
myself and Marcus both saw, you know, Hilton Head was like, "Oh, we got to play a little bit better in this game than what we are right now. This isn't a walkover team, and it kind of showed, not even just in the first half, but throughout the second half as well. Even when Hardyville ended up losing Kyrell Jameson as
Ooh,
well as Kamari Brown.
it's the chopper.
Yeah,
Big
chopper.
chopper going over my house. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Branchville is the team they were last year. I mean, let's remind everyone that Branchville team was ranked what, top 10
They were
in
good.
1A
They were
last
number
season?
9 coming in last
Yeah.
year, and we knocked them off. Yeah, it was a huge
And we
win for us.
Hardyville knocked them off. I think they do the same thing here again. Obviously, different Branchville team, 2-6. They're trying to find a
Yeah.
footing. They can't. And I think this is a. I think Hardyville's due for a win. They are
Yeah.
due for a win, and
Well,
I
we
think
just
they
won
get.
our last game, but we're due
Well,
for
yeah, but I
we're due
think
for an easy win. We had to fight for that.
yeah,
Due for an
yeah,
easy
Yeah.
win.
yeah. That's kind of what I was going with there. And I think I don't think this is an easy one for them, but I do think I think they have the
Yeah.
better all round team compared to Branchville. I think they get the job done on Friday. Give me the Ville. I'll take the Canes.
Go Canes. Wes also on the Canes, so we're all in agreement there. We got another homecoming matchup. This one up in Varnville, where they do it up right for homecoming. Man, it is a
Oh my
party.
god!
It's going to be a good time, especially if the Canes win, and they've been winning big of late.
Oh yeah.
They are. Oh, I put the wrong record in there for them, but they have won 3 straight after their 3-game losing streak, all in region play, by a combined 149-0.
Woof.
That's
Ouch.
pretty impressive stuff. And Whale Branch comes in. They lost a tough one last week to Lake Marion. Hampton beat them 38-21 last year. Whale Branch at 3-5 overall, 1-1 in region. So huge game for them. Obviously, you got a chance to try to basically win a region title. If you can end up with one loss, I guess like Marion would get in on that mix too, and you'd have a 3-way tie. But anyway, huge game for Whale Branch. But man, Hampton's just a unit right now. They're playing so well on both sides of the ball. 3 straight shutouts. Jalen Singletary is unbelievable. I still remember what Kamari did in that first half against Whale Branch, and when I see a guy like Jalen Singletary on the other side, I know he's going to do some damage. So I'm going to go Hampton County, pretty big. I don't know if they get the shutout in this one, but they won't give up too many, and they'll put up a bunch. So Canes big on homecoming, part 2.
I feel the same way. Whale Branch has had some moments this year, despite their record and whatnot. But Hampton
Yeah, they've been
County,
better than I expected.
goodness, yeah,
I think they're
absolutely.
better than everyone expected, to
Yeah.
be honest. So
Hampton County though is on another level, and I tell you, one of these days, I'm gonna have to meet that man.
Yeah.
you haven't
One
met one time.
time,
Oh man,
nah,
you're in for a
not yet.
treat.
Next time
Let me
you come
tell
to
Uh,
my school, we'll have to go find him
you. Yeah,
cutting the
you're in
grass
for a
for us
treat,
every
Absolutely.
year.
Marcus.
I think
He's a
Jessa and I are
dude.
planning on visiting again in the spring, so
He's
we'll
Yeah,
a
we're
have
gonna
to
have a
stop
career
by
day,
and
so
see
I'd
one
love to
time.
have you guys come for that too.
I like Hampton County all night long in this one, and Singletary is gonna run, Singletary, run.
Run, Jalen, run. Agent Zero.
Yeah, look, I think the other thing about this Hampton County team is their defense, and I think that's going to be a problem for Whale Branch, especially for Bowers. I just, this is going to be Bowers' toughest game of the year is going up against
No doubt.
this defense.
Yeah.
The only other game I can think of that he struggled as much as he did, was
Bluffton game.
Bluffton. Yeah, and so I think,
yeah.
I think this Hampton County defense is firing on all cylinders. Same with the offense. I just don't see Whale Branch getting a win here. I wouldn't put it past Hampton County to shut out Whale Branch,
They're gonna
but
try.
I also they're gonna try. They're gonna try, but I think Whale Branch scores. But this isn't a close game. Give me Hampton County with the win.
Yeah. Yep, Wes is with us as well. We're both backing both Canes on homecoming, or we're all backing both Canes. Then we got another one that's a tough matchup for us. Battery Creek at home, 2-6, 0-2 against Orangeburg Wilkinson, which I believe is undefeated at 7-0. Absolute unit right now. They're playing great. They have won all 3 meetings with Creek, although they met back in 06 and 07, and then not again until last year when it was 46-13. Bruins looking good, and I don't see Creek having enough to stop them. So I'll take OW. Despite playing on the road, I'll take OW by a pretty good margin.
Same deal with the cross game. I look for next week to possibly be a situation where Battery Creek can go in and get a victory, get the job done. It's not happening tomorrow, guys. Unfortunately, in my opinion, I'm going to go with Orangeburg Wilkinson big.
Yeah, I agree.
Too much
I
Orangeburg.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. I look, I can't say anything regarding this Battery Creek team because every time I try to talk about Battery Creek, it frustrates me just because I expect so much more out of them, and I just know they're not in the place that they should be right now. Look, I think Orangeburg Wilkinson's a really solid team. I mean, clearly undefeated right now through region play. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, that means next week they play Oceanside Collegiate for the region title.
Does, yeah.
Orangeburg does.
That's going to be. I want to keep an eye on that game because that should be a fun game between those two teams.
Yeah, I don't think they can hang with Oceanside. Oceanside might be the best team in the state all classifications. I mean, they beat Dutch Fort.
That's true.
But we'll see. OW's tough, but they barely squeaked by hand.
Dutch Fork's ranked first in 5A, so
right. And Oceanside beat them.
Yeah, Oceanside beat them. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I think regarding the game tomorrow night, I just don't see Battery Creek getting anything. I wouldn't put it past Orangeburg to shut them out. I just it's frustrating because I really do root for Battery Creek, but it's hard when you're in a region with those two teams. But
and they've just been inconsistent. It's just hard to trust them right now.
So
they've continued to improve, but they're not quite there yet.
Yeah, they're not there yet. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. Give me Orangeburg Wilkinson for the win.
All right. Wes has the Bruins as well. So once again, we agree. Only one game in dispute thus far, and that might not change because we're down to Region 6 4A, and two of these are fairly clear-cut matchups. You got Hilton Head at the top of the standings, 7-1, 3-0, going to Colleton County, 1-7 and 0-3, and at the bottom of the standings, you might be surprised to know that Colleton leads the all-time series 7-6, and that Hilton Head's 65-6 win last year was their first in a row because Colleton's won the last 2 meetings in Walterboro, including 26-21 in 2023. So, as Coach Payne was careful to point out to us, and then also on the WSAV broadcast when we interviewed him, Colleton, they practice too, and they have professional pig coaches and everything. So they're showing up at home looking to try to get a dub and turn their season around. They're going to give everything they got, and they've given some people some real battles in the first half. Bluffton, it was 14-12, I think, at halftime last week. So they've really battled them, but they haven't been able to finish the job. And Hilton Head has worn down some really good teams in the second half. We saw what they did to May River last week, to Bishop England week before that, 2 weeks before that. So they've really got a solid football team over there on both sides of the ball. And I just, even if everything went Colleton's way, I just can't see them being able to pull this one off. I'm taking the Seahawks. They're going to keep cruising. And next week, though, they're going to get a little bit more of a battle from Buford, I think.
I tell you what, it's not even just both sides of the ball, but all three, because you got to look at their special teams as well. Hilton
Although
Head
they
to
did give
me,
up a special teams touchdown last week. I know Payne was very upset about the kick return
Oh, I'm
touchdown.
yeah,
sure he
that's
was.
very true.
I'm sure he was.
Absolutely. Um, Hilton Head to me looks like, and I was just talking to Lisa Richardson about this earlier today. Hilton Head and Bluffton to me, from the teams that I've seen, look like the two most complete. Colleton County
Yeah.
is doing a lot of really good things, and they're making some things happen, piece
Wes
by
Carter has
piece.
joined us,
Yep.
sort of.
I like Hilton Head
Yeah.
in this one by at least a couple of scores. I think they have some unfinished business to do in terms of just making sure that they can get everything going and play that solid brand of football as they have for most of the
Yep.
year. I'm going to take Hilton Head big.
How's it going? I've been able to
What's up, buddy?
makeshift,
Yeah, we
Doing
filled
well,
people
man.
in.
Serve
We've been
five
sharing your
little
picks.
gremlins.
still have
Wes
some games
Kerr.
left. Hopefully, we still have some
Yeah.
games left to go through.
Yeah, we just got to Region 6 4A. We're talking Hilton Head and Colleton, and Marcus and I have both taken the Seahawks.
By the way, just congratulations, Wes. You killed the internet gremlins, man. Fantastic
Well,
job.
I'm not so sure.
Oh,
Wes is a little gremlin
I was
right
about
now.
to say Worldwide West gremlin killer, but I don't know if that's
I
true
think
right
he
now.
may be gremlin.
Uh-oh.
You there, Wes?
But
Oh.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, bud.
Seahawks program.
Oh, the gremlins are still with us.
Oh,
Mad Max the
Sorry, Wes.
Jinxer.
It's
I didn't do anything. Don't say that,
I don't think
Marcus.
it's
That's
going to work,
ridiculous.
Wes.
Unfortunately, nah.
Actually,
Dragging
it
out.
And I'm
may
just
have been.
taking
It may have been when I said gremlin killer. I may have,
Right.
Yeah, perhaps. We'll see if
No.
he
Sorry,
unfreezes,
Wes.
but
Yeah,
he's
my bad.
all the way frozen right now. But Wes is on his beloved Seahawks.
Yeah, you can't.
According
Yeah,
to his text, of course.
I mean,
He's with the Seahawks.
in this case, you can't go
No.
against the Seahawks in this
He
matter.
ain't betting against them
I
unless they
think
get to South Florence or Gray.
right. I think Colleton Prep can play them hard for a half, like they've done with all the other
Colleton
teams. I
County.
think that's definitely the case. I think that could happen. I mean, Colleton County's been known to do that so far this season, but I just think
No.
Hilton Head's got too many weapons, man.
Yeah.
In both the running game and the passing game. I just think Hilton Head pulls away, and I think the Seahawks get the win. But I would expect a good effort by Colleton County.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fight. Then this one a little more intriguing though. This is the juicy middle of the pack. Bishop England 6-2 overall, 1-2 in region because they started with 2 straight losses to Hilton Head and May River. But this was a team that was ranked 3rd in the state as recently as 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then
Yeah.
Bluffton at 6-2 and 2-1. So this is a big swing game as far as the standings go. You're either, you could play yourself out of playing for 2nd and into playing for 3rd or potentially 4th with a loss here. So this is a big game for both sides. Bishop England won last year 28-24. It was the first ever meeting. And we've seen this team a good bit now, although not at their best, because Hilton Head and May River both did a good job of really containing their offense, and Hilton Head really gashed them on defense. But May River wasn't able to do a whole lot with them offensively on the run game, but Hilton Head gashed them with the pass. And that leads me to believe that this is a good matchup for Bluffton as far as Aiden McCarthy and company and what they've been able to do, putting up 400, 500 yards a game passing and 4 or 5 or 6 touchdowns. He's got so many weapons with Warren and Patterson and Benjamin, and then there are more after that. I think Bishop England will have some success on offense in this game, so I expect it'll be a little higher scoring than maybe that May River Bishop England game was. But I can't see them scoring enough to outscore Bluffton. I'm going to say Bluffton wins this one, something like 28-21, somewhere in that range. But I'll take the Bobcats at home, and maybe a little more than that, maybe 2 touchdowns. But I'll take the Bobcats in a good game. but I think that passing offense is going to be the difference.
I agree. Too much strength there on the outside. And I mean, we talk about him every week, practically every day that we do a show. We fit in Aiden McCarthy did this. He's just absolutely insane. What he can do with his ability to certainly throw the football, but also run the football, manage the team, manage all of the situations. There are a lot of mouths to feed the football, and he's doing it. That includes
Yeah.
handing the ball off.
Right.
This is going to be a great battle, but I think that Bluffton is going to win this thing, and I would take the over on this
I would too.
because I think there are going to be a ton of points. Javon, have the cough drops and hot tea ready because my friend, your voice is going to get a workout.
Gonna be a
Bluffton
long
win.
night for him, man. Yeah, I think Bishop England. I've seen Bluffton. I saw it last year where they had some games where you thought, yeah, they're going to get the win here, and then they just couldn't get the job done, and it was one of those kinds of trap games. This is definitely a trap game for Bluffton, and it could very much so go the way you don't want it to go if you're Bluffton. But I think with how well they've been playing as of late, I mean, they've been playing some good football. Granted, they struggled a little bit in the first half against Colleton County, but I think they pulled away, started playing football like they should. I think Bluffton gets a job done here. I think they win. I think it's a touchdown game, if I'm being honest. I think Bishop England is going to fight them for everything they have because they know how important this game
their
is.
backs are against the wall. Yeah, they need it.
They know how important this game is, so they're going to give it their best effort. I think it really could be a touchdown game. Aiden McCarthy's been probably one of the top quarterbacks, if not the top quarterback in 4A football this year, and
He's
clearly.
ridiculous.
And so I think Bluffton gets the job done, but yeah, I think it's a touchdown game.
Wes also on the Bobcats, so we're all in agreement there. McCarthy, by the way, 174 of 239. That's 73% completion percentage
Jeez.
for 2,756 yards. That's 344 and a half per game.
Ladies
He's
and
got
gentlemen,
25 touchdowns, 25 touchdowns in 8 games and 2 picks. Just an insane year. And he's rushed for 446 yards and 8 TDs. So he is having, and he's caught a touchdown pass. And I think he punts. Doesn't he punt?
Yes,
he does.
He does.
Yeah. He's a fine pooch punter.
That is a Swiss Army knife, if ever there was one.
Yeah, that is, ladies and gentlemen, that is what a college dual threat quarterback looks like. Boy, honestly,
some of us said
that is a 5-tool player on the football field.
Yeah, some of us said before the season that they would give a slight edge to Reed McCollum over him if they were picking a quarterback, and
not anymore.
Were an idiot. They were an idiot. I'm sorry they said that. They were stupid. That was me.
No.
And some of you, I think.
Well, I mean, but honestly, the question would be if you put Reed McCollum on Bluffton's team, what would he do? But
I don't know. I think Aiden has separated himself from the pack this year.
He's no question.
Just
that's
phenomenal.
A whole nother, that's a whole nother discussion.
I think there's a lot of success in his.
He is crazy.
Yeah, that dude is ridiculous. I can't wait to see.
He's good enough that he's got to find a place he gets to play, not someplace he sits, because
I honestly I think Aiden McCarthy. Look, clear and obvious. Aiden McCarthy is a D1 quarterback through and through.
But I'm saying like he needs to go somewhere he gets to play as a freshman in my mind.
Correct. He can't sit.
Yeah. I mean, maybe a year, but not beyond that. I mean, he just got to keep playing because he's developing so much as he plays. And I think if he goes somewhere, he gets to keep playing and developing through it. He's going to develop into a really good.
Well, I mean, look, colleges are taking notice right now with how he's.
They are. No
question. The question will be, I can't wait to see, because he is a senior this year. I can't wait to see where he ends up going, because
and unlike
really don't know.
In some cases, high school stats are janky because you run in a system that doesn't translate and stuff like that. But like their offense absolutely translates to the next level. There's a lot of people running similar stuff.
That is
and he's going to be able to sit in there.
That is a missile launcher offense right there.
Yeah. So go Bobcats, playing our Loco villains, Bishop England. We're just playing Bishop England. You're not really
Weird.
villains,
It's weird.
but you're
Can't really
villains
call
to
them the
us.
villains, man. They're the bishops,
No,
not really
I know we're the
villains or
Hardy
anything.
villains.
But yeah, go ahead.
And then I guess the finale. Not really the granddaddy of them all this week by any means. I would say there are a few ranked ahead of it, but nonetheless, a really good Loco on Loco matchup that I think we all agree will be intriguing. May River at 6-2, 2-1, coming off the loss to Hilton Head. They just really struggled to hang on to the ball in the first half and just
Yeah.
didn't do a whole lot on offense. They go to Beaufort, to the nest, where it is always rocking. Beaufort 3-5, 1-2. They had a tough loss to Bishop England last week. Played them tough on the road. Came up short, 24-14. Beaufort leads the all-time series 6-3. May River ended a streak of 2 straight losses with a 56-14 win last year. I don't think it's going to be that lopsided this year at all. I think Beaufort's defense is really strong, especially against the run, which is a good matchup for them. These teams, you could very well see this being a low-scoring game. Beaufort's played a bunch of low-scoring games. May River's not afraid to play one in the teens or the 20s, certainly. So I could see this being a pretty quick game. I think both teams are going to run the ball a lot. Clock will be running as long as there aren't flags. And I think the question for me is, does Beaufort have enough stamina and depth on defense to be able to withstand it for 4 quarters, knowing that their offense doesn't do a great job of holding on to the ball and keeping the defense off the field, So I think Beaufort's got to have sustained drives. They got to keep Tyleek Isom had a huge game last week on the ground, went over 140. They need him to be effective like that again. They need BMS to make plays with his legs. They need to hit a couple of passes to keep the defense
Isnar is a big
honest.
key.
Yes, and he's the big downfield threat. I think Beaufort has to have a lot go right in this game to be able to win it. And then whereas I think if May River just runs their offense, runs the clock, puts it in the end zone a couple of times, that's probably going to be enough. So I think it's a pretty even matchup. It'll be pretty close, but I think it's an easier path to victory for May River. Beaufort's just got to really get everything to go right. So I'll take the Sharks, but won't be shocked if Beaufort threads the needle.
I wanted to pick Beaufort in this matchup for much of the week because of some of the things that I saw, believe it or not, with them offensively. Certainly seeing May River and the fact that they pretty much just run the football. I think Beaufort's defense is going to come ready and hungry and ready to work. It's still not quite the same May River team as it is when they have Johnson in there.
You're right.
You know, an outstanding ability to run the football, certainly from what they do have. And Sean's tremendous in the backfield for May River. I think, and I was impressed with what Tran did for most of the game against Hilton Head that I called with Javon last week. I think this game is a lot closer than a lot of people think. And
I do too.
the guy that is the extra Swiss Army knife is the guy that we talked to last Monday, Hudson Tanner.
Hudson Tanner.
I like May River by a field goal late.
Oh, Huddy.
Hudson Tanner with a field goal late.
Hey, he
I'm
made
gonna
that 40
take.
yarder with a little to spare. Not much to spare on the
I'm
sides, but
right.
a good bit.
No.
I'm gonna take May River 24-21 over
Okay.
Beaufort in a thriller.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it'll be more like 21-7 or something like that, but 21-14.
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
I think the
get down with
defense is going to come up huge.
here's what I'll go with, because I kind of agree with both your scores. I think May River would win by 21-7. I think Beaufort would win that 24-21 kind of game. Like if they had to thread the needle. I do like this Beaufort
I don't
team.
think they scored in 24.
Well,
think
yeah,
they'd
they'd
have
have
to
to
beat 'em
keep them.
14-7.
You would have to keep them low. I still think if
Yeah.
Beaufort won, it'd be a 3-point game, regardless.
Yeah.
I think it's that close of a game. Look, I like this Beaufort team. They played their best game of the season last Friday against Bishop
agree.
England. That was clear and
agree.
obvious. and I do have to go back to the Bishop England Bluffton game once I get done with this, and once we get done with this game. But I think Beaufort's got the tools necessary to beat May River, but I don't know. I think May River's got more of a I wouldn't say dimensional offense, but they got an offense that I think outscores Beaufort in this game.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
a little more developed. It's
a little more
more
developed than
sophisticated.
than Beaufort
maybe.
has. I think Beaufort can keep this game close, but I see May River winning by 2 scores here. So give me the Sharks.
Yeah. So I skipped you on the Bluffton game?
No. I just have to go back to that one because there's something that
Oh.
I just thought about that I
Oh,
need to
okay.
go
Yeah.
back
What do
on.
you got? All right. So we're all
So-
on May River, but we all think it's a great game.
Yeah. So the one thing I've noticed with these Bishop England losses that they've had against Hilton Head and May River is the one thing they cannot stop is the run game. And that showed obviously against Beaufort.
Well, they held
last
May River
week,
to
too.
14 points.
Yeah, but I don't know. They've had struggles stopping the run game. I mean, against Hilton Head, I think Beaufort was also an issue last week. I mean, 140 rushing yards for.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Isom had a
And that
career
brings
high
me
against
back.
them.
It brings me back to this game against Bluffton because I think Cordell Hawley could be a key
He's gonna
factor
get off.
for Bluffton against
Good.
Bishop England. If he can get running, I think Bluffton, is going to have a much easier time against Bishop England if Cordell Hawley can run the ball down Bishop England's throat.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think that's how they hit all the big pass plays. Hilton Head did is because they hit the runs early and then it opened
Yeah.
up the pass. So yeah, and they need to get him. They've been kind of nursing him back into it. They haven't given him a full load yet.
He's been having some
And they
good
need to
games,
get him.
though.
Yeah, he's been solid.
Yeah.
So they need to keep getting him carries, getting him reps, and getting him.
I
back
think
in
by the
flow.
time playoffs start, I think he's going to be fully ready to go by then.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he more or less is already. I think they're just kind of not.
Well, I mean, we
overworking
saw him. Myself and Marcus, we saw him against Beaufort a few weeks back when they were at the Den, and I was impressed by Cordell because he had only been back for 2 weeks at that point from the injury that he had, and he was bulldozing Beaufort players over. I mean, like that dude was running them over.
Yeah, I mean, he only had 11 carries last week, but he got 96 and a touchdown.
And that's the thing. Like, I think the thing with Cordell is he's agile, but he can run a player over if he has to.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes him so dangerous.
No doubt.
I just, I saw it against Beaufort, and I was like, he's only been back from an injury for 2 weeks, and he wasn't fully healthy, and he was bulldozing players over, and I was just like, gosh, if he gets fully healthy.
If you let him get into the second level untouched, he's very dangerous.
Yeah, he's fast.
He's a
too,
load.
Man.
He's fast, but he's a load. He's strong.
And that's what I like, and that's why I think I took Bluffton, and I forgot to mention that I think Cordell Hawley is going to be that X factor for Bluffton in this game because, I think they're going to do fine in the passing game, although Bishop England's been known to be able to handle a passing offense. But I think if that running game takes off for Bluffton, I think it makes it much easier for them tomorrow night.
All right, boys. We've previewed them all. Everybody's on May River. Everybody's on Bluffton. Everybody's on Hilton Head and O-Dub and Hampton and Hardyville. And Patrick Henry, Orangeburg Prep and Beaufort Academy and Colleton Prep and Thomas Hayward and Holly Hill Academy, but we are split. I split us on HHCA.
That was the right move, by the way. That was the right move.
Yeah, I had to split it. I couldn't let it be all consensus.
Oh, yeah, you definitely had
to. But it's gonna be a good one, man. There's a few. It's crazy that we are in consensus on that many games because I really think 1, 2.
There are a lot of toss-ups.
3, 4, 5.
Maybe about half of them.
There's 5, maybe 6 toss-ups in there,
Yeah, but I think those toss-ups are like, they could be toss-ups, but I don't think they will be toss-ups. I think that's those kinds of games.
Yeah, but they are toss-ups.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're going to be close necessarily, but you
that's
can
kind of what I'm
conceive
saying.
of either team winning. Like you can see it going either way.
That was kind of where I was going with it.
It's not a 50-50, but
it's a toss-up
necessarily
before.
an 80-20.
That doesn't mean it's going to be
70-30.
Because it's not those, oh my gosh, what team do I take in this matter, kind of games.
Yeah,
So,
I mean JP2 HHCA was definitely
well,
that.
yes,
I
clearly.
would say
Yeah,
Colleton Prep Dorchester was that for me as
that
well.
was also one
That was a
Yeah.
too.
really tough pick. The other's not as tough. I would have had to talk myself out of what I felt like was
I'm actually
the
not
pick
shocked that
to
we went
change my mind.
consensus on Carlton Prep. I'm not shocked by that at all.
Yeah,
To be honest.
we
I'm not.
always diss Dorchester, and they always burn us. They'll probably burn us.
Oh, please don't say that.
I swear, we fire them up when we pick against them. They win, man. Like they take it personally.
Yeah, they
Them
don't
boys
like
are
it.
tough. Them
Yeah,
boys
they
are
are
tough.
tough.
I have a
They're
ton of
dudes.
respect for that program, so it's definitely not personal when I pick against them. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if they come out and just
Yeah, they got the
shove.
job done. Yeah.
The Johns are tough, man, and whoever them boys up
Them
front
some
are, they
tough
are
dudes,
good.
man.
The
Yeah.
Johns are tough.
I
Them
watched some
boys,
film on them. They are
you know,
dangerous.
yeah, they like wrestle wild hogs and stuff. Them boys are tough. They're country
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
But anyway, great stuff. Great slate of games lined up for tomorrow night, and we'll have somebody in the studio for you tomorrow night to round up all the scores and get you caught up on all the action around the Loco Pigskin Live will kick off around 9:30 if all goes well, and we'll bring it home for you. So shout out to some more sponsors: Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, and a great spot to catch a sunset. Get some seafood and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. Loco Booster Club members, Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, bringing you Under the Bus every Tuesday this fall on the Loco Media Network. And then we got Twenge and Twombly. They've got a rare name, but they provide remarkable service. Personal injury attorneys in Beaufort. Twenge and Twombly can help you with all your personal injury needs. HHI Windows and Doors is improving your view of the Loco. That's our old friend Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep, hanging up his whistle and focusing on a new kind of screens these days at HHI Windows and Doors. Reverence Wrestling Club is our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. You want to get in there this wrestling season for a little extra work if you want to get to the top of the podium, win that state championship. And Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. All right, fellas, we are down to the last of it, the dregs. Marcus Walsh, you got a parting thought?
Just looking forward to another Friday night of football. I can't believe that we're already in the penultimate week of the regular season.
Right? Penultimate.
That's the fancy word of the day and one of my favorites, along with plethora and a bunch of others.
Oh yeah, myriad.
Yes, a myriad plethora. It's been a great season. We've seen at WHHI a lot of really tough, hard fought football. Talked to Robin Zimmerman about it a week and a half ago. Some of our scores haven't been the most competitive as you take a look at the scoreboard, but I'm just so proud of all these guys. And our crew has just been outstanding. Definitely going to be shouting them out. Going to start out with the ladies of WHHI tomorrow, and then shout out the fellas next week as we'll have that Bluffton Bowl. I think next week, because we've got the matchup with the Bluffton Bowl on Thursday, if I go anywhere because of my schedule too, I think I'm going to hit that afternoon delight game between HHCA and HHP, which actually may have a little bit
More
more on the
interesting than it
line.
would have been.
A little
Yeah.
more
No
interesting.
kidding.
I don't. Well,
I think that might be where I head next Friday if I go anywhere. I
yeah, I
may
won't.
decide to just stay home.
You can't
Yeah,
be going to the
Catch 'em.
afternoon delight because if it turns into a blowout, you just leave at halftime and then you just go back to a different game at 7:30.
yeah.
That's the beauty.
So
If you're unsatisfied, you just go get
Yeah.
some more. But
So
all
that's
right.
that's what things are looking like for
So
me.
tune in tomorrow night on YouTube for the live stream, and then watch it all week on WHHI
And
TV as Marcus
again,
calls the Inter-County Bowl.
that's right. 6:30 with Forrest with the pregame, sponsored by LowcoSports. And
Yep,
then we've got kickoff 7 p.m.
7
only
p.m.
on WHHI Sports TV.
2 7 p.m. kickoffs in Hardyville tomorrow night, both JP2 and
Yes,
the
and
right.
Village,
Hardyville.
the Kings.
Yeah,
Max, you got a parting thought?
I do. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Mad Max Uni Check.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna start off with this one. The University of New Mexico.
Dope threads with Mad Max.
Yeah, the Lobos
Ooh.
going throwbacks.
Ooh.
Back in the day with those turquoise unis. and that gray helmet. Let's see if I can.
Kind of looks
Yeah.
like old Miami Dolphins.
I was
Yeah.
thinking kind of like Miami and
That
New
was, by the way-
England had a baby
Yeah,
because
that was the only
that
picture.
helmet looks like a New England
like that
Patriot
helmet.
style
Only
helmet. I
picture
like
I
it
could
too.
get, but that's the helmet
New
there.
Mexico flag, yeah.
So,
I like
yeah, a
that.
bit of that turquoise,
Could have done a yellow
kind of look.
with the New Mexico
They
flag.
used to
That
wear
turquoise is
those
nice.
turquoise unis were what they used to wear back in
Really?
I think the 80s and early 90s was what they
I like
wore.
it because
unis.
turquoise is very like important in Native American culture. So
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. It's a
And
cool
then
look.
going not far from New Mexico into Arizona State, they're wearing the black unis again with the yellow pants, the yellow helmet. Beautiful look to it. I love this uni.
The
I
only
really do love this uni.
quibble I have is that I'd like to see a little red in there because red is their
I
primary,
agree.
one of their
I'm
primary
with you,
colors.
You know what they
JJ.
could do? Well, actually, I don't know if red face masks would do the trick, but
It
I
would
think a little,
help.
yeah,
Just a red piping around the yellow lettering might even be enough.
yeah,
for
that
me,
would be
but
cool.
I'd like to see a little red in there,
That'd be
but
cool.
I do like the look.
Yeah. So cool unis. All right, this one's gonna be interesting. I want y'all
Even
to
a red
guess.
stripe down the pants would be
Yeah, that
helpful.
would be cool. I want y'all to guess
Red
because
stripe
I
down the
doubt you're
helmet.
gonna get this first glance. What college team is wearing these?
Well, Army would be my guess.
Army would be mine as well.
Not
But
Army.
the second guess would be Wake Forest.
It's not Wake Forest either.
Maybe.
All right,
It is. I cannot believe I'm saying this. It is the University of Miami.
What?
No.
Yeah, it
Thumbs
is.
down.
Yeah, there you go.
Thumbs down.
Ah,
That is the most
That's-
disgusting thing I've
that's
ever seen.
horrible.
I'm sorry.
No,
That's disgusting.
That's
Sorry.
that's not. Nah,
Look, I know y'all want to do
I don't like it.
That's
service
just
either.
forcing.
stuff like
You're
that.
forcing camo. That's
Yeah,
I'm not with that.
looks like they
Especially when you
slathered it
have one of the
camo.
most beautiful color schemes and looks. in all
Yeah.
No
college
kidding.
football.
I mean, how stupid does that
What
look?
are you
You got
doing?
black for black's sake. You got camo for camo's sake.
Just-
Gross.
What are they thinking? I
And they're
don't get it.
pandering.
They're not. That's the
All
problem.
this military
know.
stuff is pandering.
At least
Uh,
they could have, if they were gonna do camo, you could have done it black because they wear black unis anyway. You could have just done it
Yeah,
black
I
if
don't
you were gonna
care.
do
I don't
camo.
care for these.
It's just ridiculous.
yeah.
All right, moving over to the NFL because we do
I
have a
don't
couple
like it
unis,
either.
including tonight's unis that I got to get into. But the
Yeah.
Denver Broncos going with throwbacks on Sunday.
Elways.
That I like.
That is,
Elways.
I do love those. I love those helmets, man. It's just, I really
Yeah,
love. when
I
the NFL
prefer
brings-
that shade of blue to their current darker.
Agreed. Yeah, I like
a
that.
lot.
What is that? That sky blue compared to navy kind of blue.
Yeah.
I 100% prefer
I
that.
prefer
I
this
wish they
look.
kind of
Yeah,
went
the
back
shirt-
to that. If I'm being honest, I wish
The
they went
shirt
back
that
to
I'm wearing almost represents that blue.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's
It's a
close.
little bit lighter.
Yeah, it's a good. It's like
And then,
Savannah State's color scheme.
Yeah.
or Durham
Finally
Bulls.
tonight, I guess it's technically a throwback.
Yeah.
The Chargers.
Yeah, these are like
Are-
90s Chargers.
Yeah,
love 'em.
back to the all.
I like them
90s.
better.
LaDainian,
prefer them
LaDainian
in
Tomlinson kind of
Yeah,
throwback.
Dan
uni.
Fouts. I prefer them
Yeah.
in the navies versus the powder blue.
I agree.
I don't
Personally,
hate the powder blue, although can I just say the unis they wore last week were atrocious.
well,
Those all yellow unis.
Oh, those were
God.
brutal.
They were
I
bright.
do think that we're gonna have to legislate something about the Rams and Chargers not being the same colors and looking so
Agreed.
much alike. If they're both gonna be in Los Angeles, because it's
Yeah.
way too confusing to me.
And it makes it easier for them to paint the field. So
A side note about tonight.
Very true.
SoFi Stadium is so beautiful, dude.
Oh, isn't it?
It
Oh,
is.
so nice.
It's unreal.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the most
Unreal.
expensive stadium ever built, and they did it right.
That
They
is
did
that
it
is
right.
saying something because in Dallas or in Arlington, excuse me, they've got Jerry's World.
Jerry's World.
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
not
but
a pretty
that
penny
dummy
either.
put a window in the inn that the sun shines in
Sorry.
during a football game.
Nobody likes Jerry's World. Nobody likes
clown.
Jerry's World. And if you like Jerry's World, you're an idiot.
I'm not saying that you have to like it or whatever, but I
No.
am saying that it's
You're
a
just
fact
saying
that it was
a
a
lot of
pretty
money
penny.
was spent on it.
Oh yeah,
And
it
then
was. And they blew it up by putting a window in the worst possible spot ever.
Just
Right.
awful.
It's just stupid.
Such a bad decision.
Especially for the Dallas
All
Cowboys.
right.
That's Jerry
This
Jones
is
for you.
So,
Dope
that's
Threads with Max.
yeah, so that's it for me in terms of those. But I think there is
We're
something
putting
else
that shit on with Max.
we briefly need to discuss. Yeah. Something we briefly need to discuss.
On everything.
That took place this morning, and the entire sports world has grasped at it. ESPN definitely had a field day with it today. Of course, the FBI arrests of Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, Damon Jones. Wow. I honestly don't know what to say about it. That just came out of the blue. Apparently, Chauncey Billups was arrested immediately after Portland's game last night. Crazy story. Obviously, gambling, illegal gambling businesses, and poker games with the mafia. Just on some crazy
running rigged
stuff.
poker games for the mafia.
Is he playing poker with Sonny Corinthos and Cody Bell?
Sonny Corinthos.
What the heck?
Man, General Hospital.
Huge fan.
That's legendary.
Right here.
But no, it's crazy, and it makes you wonder what you did to get into a situation where you are operating illegal poker games for the mafia. That sounds like you already owed the mafia a bunch of money and you're trying to pay it back, is what it sounds like.
Don Billups.
Look, this thing is not going away. And because there's so much gambling going on now, and you can't escape it if you watch sports, it's everywhere. The player props and all this stuff, there's so much gambling going on, so much money changing hands, and so many people are getting caught up in it. I mean, your two pitchers, Marcus, got ixnayed mid-season and not let back, and Jonte Porter a couple of years ago got busted, and it's happening more and more.
Calvin Ridley comes to mind for me, Atlanta Falcons.
And I don't think it's going to stop because there's just so many eyeballs on this now, and it's so sophisticated in how they can find those anomalies. And man, it's
all I have to ask is why? Well, why would you do it? You're making millions of dollars anyway. Chauncey Billups made millions of dollars
money
as a
changes
player.
a man.
Well, I know, but Chauncey Billups made millions of dollars as a player and then was now making millions of dollars as a coach. Same thing goes for Terry Rozier and Damon Jones, Terry Rozier, well-respected NBA player up till this morning, I guess, because he was a successful player in the NBA. And Damon Jones got banned a couple years back, I think, for gambling, and then he got caught into all of this as well. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand it. Granted, there have been players over the years, like Michael Jordan's one of them. Let's be honest. Michael Jordan is a gambling kind of man.
Oh, God, yeah. Phil Mickelson.
Yeah,
I mean, anybody who's got a lot of money.
I mean, and it's all.
When you have a ton of money, it doesn't seem like a big deal to gamble money until you
blow
lose
it all
so much that it becomes a big deal. And
then you're like, oh, crap, what do I do now?
What you do now?
Literally have your back up against the wall.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, from what I've read, because I actually read those two indictments for Chauncey Billups and then the one for Terry Rozier and Damon Jones, and I read through them all. They're looking at potential jail time for this, which is unbelievable. I mean, you've just gone from being the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers to possibly sitting in jail. So it's just
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just did not think I'd see that this morning as I woke up and turned on Sports Center. It's just absolutely unreal. Actually, it wasn't Sports Center. It was whatever that show Mike Green's on.
Get Up.
Get Up.
Mike Greenberg. Boom, 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 get up.
Greeny, yeah.
My old buddy Andres Dominguez is guaranteeing John Paul too. Who's going to win?
I'm sure he is. Is he not? Did he not?
He plays for John Paul II. He transferred back there. He was at Hardyville briefly, but he's back at JP2 now. Miss you, Andres. Good dude. All right.
dude.
Yeah. So gambling.
Don't
Don't
do it.
do illegal gambling, and certainly don't do illegal poker games with the mafia. That's a very bad idea. If you find yourself involved with an illegal poker game run by the mafia, just get out of there. Okay, that's a bad
It's
place
just
to be.
funny that as he got done with his game last night, he was probably heading to the locker room when he got arrested.
I'm just imagining him sitting across from John Malkovich twisting an Oreo. Give me my money.
Oh God, just crazy story. That's a crazy story.
All right, boys. Well, good times. Do I have a parting thought? No, I think we covered it all.
Oh, okay, cool.
The Vikings are butt tonight. They are cheeks tonight. Chargers are putting it on them. So
Face
that's
down,
no fun.
ass up.
What's the score there?
It was 24-3 a minute ago. I'm not sure what it is now. But
Sorry.
Kicker, the kicker getting after it.
yeah, it's been
yeah.
Herbert's going off.
That's the thing with
And
me with Minnesota.
Vidal.
They're so
Vidal's having a big game.
inconsistent. Minnesota's
Very.
so consistent. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They
it went
just got
sideways
Aaron
from the
Jones
start
back,
with
so
JJ.
I'm
Yeah,
so
they
sorry
did.
I said
But
that.
it hasn't
Oh,
helped
what I
much
was thinking.
tonight.
That came out of nowhere.
Oh boy,
Sorry.
that was
It's late.
interesting.
I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I feel you. It's parting thoughts. Anything goes in parting thoughts.
Anything
All right, boys. Well, we've wasted enough of people's time tonight, but hope you enjoyed the show. We got y'all ready for kickoff. Going to be a great Friday night of high school football in the Lowco, and we'll round it all up for you on Lowco Pigskin Live tomorrow night. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make all this possible. Thanks to all of you who showed up to listen or watch, especially our friends who interacted with us tonight. And thanks to you fellas. Always a good time. We missed Wes tonight, but
Yes,
we look
indeed.
forward to having him back with us tomorrow night. Sparklight, get your stuff right. We need Wes.
Kerr is
We're
the
missing our
crown
Wes.
killer.
I assume he's got Sparklight. He might have
I do too. And my
what
Wi-Fi
they got on the
sucks.
island? Time Warner? Got
I
Time
don't
Warner
know.
on the
They
island?
might
I
have
think it's
Time Warner.
either Time Warner or Sparklight.
I have
Yeah,
Spark.
whichever one it is, get it
Sparklight.
right. We need
I
Wes
live
back
like
tomorrow night.
If there's
30
anyone I don't want
seconds
to
away
have a
from
sponsor on
Sparklight.
Loco Sports for, it's Sparklight. Sorry, just had to say it.
There you go.
I can't stand them.
So, all right, boys. Great time tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night. For Marcus Walsh and Max Araj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Be good out there. Enjoy your Friday and join us tomorrow night. Till then, go Loco.